Good morning for the third time today. So, I gotta rant a little bit. I have some things I need to say. This morning, I was part of a BBC discussion about online language, like inappropriate language being used in the gaming community. And it was short. It touched on a few things, but there's just so much more to say about this. First off, I'm not condoning people using ridiculous words or like offending people. I'm not saying it's okay to make threats and bully people in these communities, but it's just so ridiculous and out of control, and people are getting far too shook about things they don't need to be getting shook about. There's way more important things going on in the world, and people need to pick their battles because it's just crazy. So the one girl, they had two other people on the show, and one of them, they were both younger than me too. Like, I was the oldest one, and they were on the side of, not using bad language and all this crap on like online streaming and YouTube communities and the gaming communities and forums and all this shit. So the one girl made an example. She was saying that she gets a lot of negative talk from other women when she's gaming, and that she finds it very offensive, and that everybody who plays online games has some kind of mental health issue. So the interview guy was like, everybody? Well, how do you know everybody? And she didn't answer that question. She was just like saying that she plays a lot of games and she's talked to a lot of people, and she used the example of when she's playing GTA. Hold the phone right there, okay? You're playing GTA and you're getting offended about people being mean to you while you're playing GTA and getting triggered by certain things that you have mental health issues about while you're playing GTA. You're playing GTA, okay? You can't sit there and say, oh my god, somebody just said something inappropriate to me and I'm shook nasty because I'm playing GTA, and I am not expecting to hear anything offensive while I'm playing GTA because I'm a fucking retard. I also got in trouble I didn't get in trouble. I said, yes, people use the word retard and get all shook about that too because it's fucking offensive. And obviously all this spawned from Pewds dropping the N-bomb on the live stream, a few weeks ago, a month ago, I'm not sure anymore. So this chick is sitting there, and I'm just dying, trying so hard not to lose my shit on here, on this live broadcast. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't want to start yelling and wake everybody up. But she uses this GTA example, and I'm just like, instantly, whatever you're trying to say has no grounds to be an opinion. Sure, okay, you can have your opinion, but dude. Anyway, GTA, everybody in the gaming community has mental health problems, so watch out. If you didn't know, everybody has these issues, according to this chick. So then, there's this other guy, and he was saying about how when he was 11, he's 13 now, I guess, so when he was 11, while playing FIFA, people would comment in the chat and say mean things or online bullying, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you're playing a competitive sport game with strangers from everywhere, of every age. You don't know these people. And I'm like, major point to make is like Shakespeare Moment here, okay? And what's the one? When you're in disguise, you feel way more easy to say whatever it is that's on your mind. When people are online, you're not face to face with somebody. So there's a lot more incentive to say something you wouldn't normally say in real life, because it's not like they're going to come and punch you in the face. It's a game. You don't know who these people are, where they live, or what they're anything. So people say things, and this kid was all shook about that, and he's saying, well, it's a lot of online bullying and blah 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 blah. So then I was the asshole, obviously, defending PewDiePie and saying, well, you guys need to toughen up. It's 21st century. People say all kinds of ridiculous shit these days, and getting offended over some bad words is not the battle to be choosing in this day and age. We have way bigger issues to be dealing with than somebody calling you something rude. Threats, okay, I get it. If they're threatening you and they're going to come after your kids and family, blah, 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 that's not cool. I can see how that's an issue. And I can see people getting triggered by certain words, like Pewds dropping the N-bomb and people saying retard all the time. But if you're easily triggered by things like this, don't enter a competitive game online in a platform where people you don't know and strangers all over the world are very likely to get involved and get heated in a battle rage moment and say something that might get you all shaken and cause some kind of freaking mental dispute about proper netiquette. It's ridiculous. Come on. Come on. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. I'm not saying it's okay, but I am saying pretty sure like every gamer, when in battle mode, something happens and some words are said, because you're free to say whatever you want. It's online. No one's going to come and punch you in the face. Sure, you might get some negative publicity in the case of Pewds, and I guess some people do it and say things just to, spark some kind of issue and cause controversy and blah, 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 which I understand too, seeking negative attention. But perhaps, if instead of freaking out when certain words are said, if we learned how to brush things off and address real issues and not get mad about stupid things, some of these words might eventually lose their, degree of offensiveness. Stop freaking out over things. It's just making it worse. You attract attention to a negative situation, and there's going to be people who say, yeah, savage, like, go for it. And then there's going to be people who are like, oh my god, I need to go see my counselor now because I'm all shaken from your meanness. It's very annoying. So that was one issue. And then the whole racism thing, the whole racist comment. You can't draw a line like that in the sand and say, oh, well, that's racist, I'm offended. But then everybody else saying bitch or the C word or anything, how come that's not sexist? How come that's okay? That's fine. Nobody freaks out about that. But one accidental drop of the N-bomb and holy crap, the freaking internet explodes and, it gets misconstrued into something it's not. Sure, you can say, well, if somebody is so, easily able to say a word without thinking, like it just comes out, perhaps, yeah, they have that word in their regular vocabulary and say it most likely more often than not, and in a real life situation. So yeah, the whole thing is it's a large debate. There's a lot of things that play into the context of the situation is key. And to say everybody has some kind of mental health issue is just unfounded. How can you say everybody? The world is huge. The internet is a massive place. Everybody has a mental health issue. If you have a mental health issue and you're easily triggered by whatever it is, maybe don't play games that are going to trigger you. Sure, okay, but everybody wants to play. Whatever these people want to play, they should be able to access these types of things, these types of games and forums and platforms and streaming online, blah, 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 Twitch. They should be able to go somewhere that they can feel safe, that they're not in an environment where they're going to be exposed to certain things that might upset them. Sure. Okay. Look at the age rating on the game before you start going into something. Read about the game. Maybe observe. Turn off the chat. Turn off the notifications. Turn off all the crap. Yeah, okay, it doesn't exist for some of them. I get that. But if you go into something in a world where we all know what happens in online gameplay, and that there is usually some people who kind of just go off the handle and say things that might be offensive, pick your battles. Like, you can't go on a game to play and have fun and then take things too seriously. It's a game. It's just a game. It's random strangers. They don't know you. They're not coming up in your face and knocking on your door and saying, hey, you're a freaking retard, blah, 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 blah. You know, deal with your anxiety issues. Stop having a panic attack, you little bitch. You know, that's not what's happening. It's, okay, online bullying, perhaps. But toughen up, people. Like, come on. Be reasonable. It's a freaking game. It's a game. I'm just like, my mind was blown by this chick this morning saying, oh, you know, I play Grand Theft Auto and I get offended. Oh my god. I go to the mall, okay, and everything about humanity these days, I get offended. Do you see me going off about mental health, but going to the mall and having to deal with, you know, these humans all over the place and their ridiculousness and their, I just don't like them. But anyway, I'm not going to go off about them. Not the issue. The issue is people being too sensitive. Yeah, okay, it's not alright for people to say certain things, whatever, but if we stop pouring gas on the fires of discord, perhaps the attention will be taken away from them, and we can stop making a big fuss over things. The more negative attention you fuel on to the situation, the bigger the fire's gonna fucking get. So, and people don't seem to get that. So for everybody who's all, oh, my mental health has been affected by playing GTA and Call of Duty, don't play those games, okay? If you have issues, find a way to deal with them. Go see a counselor. Seek the help you need so that you can, if you really want to play these games and you really want to be involved in this, find a way to be able to deal with it and go into it and say, okay, this is just a game. I don't need to get all freaking triggered by this. It's just a game. Expose yourself to the situation, understand where it's coming from, the basis of the whole thing, and stop getting so freaking shook up about games. It's a game. I know they're very competitive. I say some pretty nasty stuff when I'm trying to murder some asshole, but I wouldn't go up to this guy in real life. Okay, well, maybe I would. Depends on the guy, right? Depends on the situation. It's a video game. I wouldn't go up to them in real life and say, hey, I'm gonna fucking stab your mom because you just threw a grenade at me and now I'm dead and I was right close to the freaking end of the game. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do that. Some people go full savage and say some things, but if you don't understand what is to be expected in certain online communities, don't get involved. If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen, basically. Anyway, it's just ridiculous. And it makes me want to stab people. Just a little. But I won't, because it's just a game. So that's all for me. I'm done ranting now. I will put a link in the description for that BBC thing that I was on today at 4 in the freaking morning. I don't know. It's not posted yet, so I'm kind of waiting on that. But I just felt like I had more to say on that, because it was very short, and I was ready for a full throttle debate this morning. I was like, hey, you guys want to go? Like, bring it on. Stop with the... But I get it, you know, for kids, and you don't want your kids exposed to this. So teach your kids. Teach your children what is okay, what is not okay, what people do, the difference between virtual reality and real life. You can't say some of these things. I'm not saying, yo, to my 9-year-old, hey, Sid, go say all these words when you're gaming online. No, not allowed. I would not have that. He's 9. But when you're playing a game and there's grown-ass men and or women and they're ranting and you're a kid, you know, learn to choose what to be offended by. Don't just get offended by every freaking thing that you see and or hear on the internet, because if you don't have mental problems, or you do and they're minor, you're going to have a whole lot more after getting all freaking raged up about something somebody said to you on an online forum or whatever it is that you're involved in. Okay, I'm done. I had my moment. I'm good. I had to get that out. It wasn't discussed thoroughly enough this morning. And, yeah, that's that. So thanks for listening to me rant. I had to get this out. I was shook. And go out, play some video games and yell at people and say all kinds of terrible words and get people angered, because it is freaking hilarious, first of all, and clearly the only way to fix it is to expose everybody to an irrational amount of it so that they stop whining and learn how to pick their battles. Okay. Peace and chicken grease, losers. I'll catch you on the flip side.